Everybody says you need to go to university to become an engineer. For me though, I've never been interested in sitting in lecture halls for hours for 3 to 4 years and racking up like 60,000 at least in debt. So I was looking into alternate ways to get into engineering without all that debt. And I actually found an alternative, which is degree apprenticeships. So this past year, I've been trying to build my CV as much as I can, doing extracurriculars, focusing on my studying, joining clubs, focusing on my YouTube, doing as much as I can to stand out so that I can get my best chance of getting a degree apprenticeship. The thing is though, I know just how competitive they are. Like the chance of getting a degree apprenticeship are really, really slim. Like so tiny that the chance that I get one is actually way lower than if I was to just apply to universities. But I need to take out university from the equation. I'm not even going to be applying to them. Like I really don't want to go to university, so my main focus is doing as much as I can to secure a degree apprenticeship. So what is actually a degree apprenticeship? It's basically like a collaboration between a company and a university. So say for example you wanted to go into finance or engineering, you would look through company websites to see if they offer level 6 or any higher degree apprenticeships, because that means that it's a bachelor's that you'll get at the end of it. If it's a 6, then it's bachelor's. If it's a 7, it's usually integrated master's, but not always. So you look for a specific company, you'll be working for them full time, usually like 95, sometimes less days, and then on the weekends you're studying towards your degree course, which could be at like any university that the company is collaborated with. So it could be Derby, Bristol, Warwick, University of Birmingham, whichever companies that they are actually collaborating with. And it's not just work while you're doing your degree, you're actually paid a certain salary for your degree apprenticeship, which is usually between like 20 and 30,000. And they cover the full tuition of the universities. So you'll be working for them full time, they'll be paying all your uni fees, and they'll be giving you a salary on top. And that's exactly why it's so competitive, because basically everyone wants to be able to do that. It's like, what's the main downside to it? You get experience with the company, you get your degree, you get usually a guaranteed job right afterwards for like 3 years, but that's usually mandatory. So at the end of your placement, at the end of your degree apprenticeship, they usually make you work for at least 3 years. And I'm pretty sure they match the industry standard salaries when you're doing those mandatory years, but it depends on the company. It might just stay at that apprentice salary. I'm not going to name specific companies that I've been applying to, but they're mainly in like engineering, and I've been looking at a bunch of them. I've got like a massive list on my phone of just like a bunch of different companies that I'm going to apply to, and everything that I've been doing to try and get my secure spot at a degree apprenticeship, it revolves around academics, extracurriculars, sponsorships, activities, everything I'm doing online. All of that is like in the pursuit of making myself different enough to stand out to those apprenticeship employers. You have to build a portfolio that speaks out to those individual companies. That's why it doesn't work to like apply to a bunch of different roles like here and there that have no relevance to each other. Like I've obviously got my top picks for the degree apprenticeships, but if you're starting to apply for like a bunch of ones that have no correlation to each other, then it's just a lot of shifting your CV, your applications, having to reword it. Like it's better to pick a field that you really want to go into and then like structure your CV based upon that. And you have to tell a story. It's about building your whole CV around your projects, your extracurriculars, your academics, your grades, your personality, all of that. You have to tell it as a story in your CV. However, not all apprenticeship companies actually want a cover letter or a CV. They will make you answer their own dedicated forms or take online assessments or anything like that. So you can't really just send your CV in and make it completely polished, because they're not asking for that, at least not until like a later stage. They want you to fill out the forms exactly the way they want, and then you'll go into like an online assessment, and then you'll probably go to like an assessment center, and then they'll narrow it down, and then they could give you an offer if you're successful. You also have to try your best to develop the skills to like a point of complete proficiency. So like you can't just learn a skill for like a month and then put that on your CV, because they're usually going to ask about them or they're completely relevant to the course. So if you're talking about how you can do this or that so well, and then you actually go to the company or the interviews and you don't even know what you're talking about, then that's just like, you're finished. You're not even going to be able to proceed to the next stage. So you have to actually be working on this long time to actually put on your CV to make sure that like they're really interested in what you're doing and that you're able to explain it. You also have to like fully link back what you're doing to the reasons why you want to join the company or those specific companies. So if you're doing, I don't know, like a Lego club, you could talk about how it's about dedication, problem solving. You could talk about how it's puzzles or pattern recognition. You could just tailor it. Like obviously there's like a broad amount of stuff for Lego, but like you have to tailor it specifically for the roles that you're looking for. It's also not like solely about academics, because I've known a few people that have like top grades, but they don't have enough extracurriculars to stand out to the companies. So you have to be able to be obviously doing very well in academically, because the competition is crazy. Most people are going to be getting top grades, but they're also going to be doing a bunch of extracurriculars. So it's that stands out. But right now it's like peak season for like apprenticeship applications, so it's almost like too late to start like trying to make yourself different at this point, because they are open for about a month. A lot of them have already opened and some of them are closing soon. So like you have to have already been on that from like the beginning of the school year to be able to actually talk about that on the application forms. So like I'm studying a BTEC in engineering extended diploma and an EPQ, and that in itself is obviously good, but like it's not exactly what they're looking for. So like if I'm doing my engineering degree but then I look for like a role in IT or in architecture or anything like that, it has to actually match up. I'm still in the very early stages of applications though, so I haven't heard back from a lot of them. I have got a few responses though, but I don't have anything concrete enough, because like most of the application deadlines haven't even closed yet, so like I can't get a response yet. And then for a few of them I have got responses, but I'm not going to talk about those ones until it's all confirmed. So if you want to follow along with my apprenticeship application journey, then make sure you subscribe, because I will let you know what roles I get into at a future date. Also, if you have any questions about applications, leave them down in the comment section below and I'll check them out. But again, I haven't got any responses yet, so I'll try my best to help. And if you want to see some of the extracurriculars that I'm working on, check out that playlist over there. I'll see you guys in the next one.